Hi everyone, my name is Mistura Olabi and I am the founder and director at Misty Glam Company. Misty Glam Company is Africa's first truly inclusive commercial modeling agency with a diverse portfolio of models, including models with albinism, models with vitiligo, models with dwarfism, models with tribal marks, wheelchair models, amputee models, and all kinds of models that you might be looking for. Misty Glam Company was founded because we identified a gap in the modeling and advertising industry. Why do we need to stick to a particular beauty standards, or why does it have to be a particular set of people that can be models? When do we start making room for people who do not fit the conventional beauty standards? And because of all the whys, the questions that nobody could provide answers to, and that was why Misty Glam Company was birthed. When brands say that they are inclusive, they say a lot about representation. They tell you, oh, we accept any kind of model because our products are open to anybody, a wide range of people, right? But then when it's time for campaigns, you see them asking for the same kinds of models. Models that are tall, they are slim, figure 8 models, very light-skinned models, even almost, half-caste kind of models, right? And it's funny because how can you say that you're an inclusive brand when you do not make space for, different groups of people? So as a talent manager for models with albinism, oftentimes when brands even come to us to say, oh, we want models with albinism for this particular kind of campaign, first, we already know that it is a CSR campaign. Those campaigns that brands carry out when they want to show the world that, oh, we are inclusive, oh, we are diverse, right? And it's never that they actually mean it. And you see that those kind of campaigns usually happen only once a year. And once they do it, right, they never ask for models with albinism anymore. You see that? It's almost like they just use that to tick a box, basically. And as a talent manager for models with albinism, it's very thoughtful to see that there are a lot of talented models with albinism who do not get enough opportunities in the industry. They are judged first by their appearance. Nobody cares about their talent, their skills, or what they bring to the table. And every time we even say, oh, how can you tell me a model with albinism cannot play the role of a mom in an ad? They'll tell you, oh, they don't fit the brand, or they are not the kind of models that we're looking for. Almost as if people with albinism cannot be moms, or they cannot play the roles of moms, or they do not even buy your product. You say you're a noodle brand, but you don't recognize models with albinism. You only use them when you want to do your CSR campaign and you want to sell to them, right? They are your target audience when it's time to collect their money, but they are not your target audience when it's time to create ads that would, mirror what they look like. And so it's a very serious issue in the industry. Models with albinism do not get enough opportunities. Even the ones that are talented do not even get the opportunities to show their talent, to showcase themselves. And that was why we decided to create the first albinism awareness pageant, an event that is going to be an opportunity to redefine beauty standards. When you think of beauty pageants, you think of people who look a certain way, people who are Miss World, Miss Universe, kind of standard, right? Nobody thinks of beauty and think of people with albinism. Nobody thinks of runway and think of people with albinism. And that's why we're doing what we're doing, to raise awareness about the struggles and discrimination that persons with albinism face in the industry, and also to correct the notion that, people with albinism cannot be pageant queens. And it's more than just a pageant. It's an opportunity to start conversations, add conversations. People will say, why are you doing this? Why are you creating a separate pageant for persons with albinism when you can just find a way to include them in the current conversation? But we all know how these things work, right? When marginalized groups are not given opportunities, we don't wait for the world to open the doors for us. We create our own tables, and soon enough, the world will catch up. And I think Nigeria is actually lagging behind in that story, right? Every other part of the world, people are embracing representation, diversity. You see models with albinism on the runway. You don't see them only when it's time for CSR campaigns. You see them every time. And so that's what we're doing with this pageant. We're trying to start that conversation, make sure that we're giving people with albinism the opportunity to tell their stories, not as objects of pity, but as people that can tell their stories, talk about their strength, their skills, and what they bring to the table essentially. My team and I were working on creating this event as an impactful one, as a way of empowering the albinism community and also addressing the larger problems of discrimination even beyond the modeling industry. So even in the workplace, marriage, love, in career, every area of lives, right? Because even our models as they face discrimination within the modeling industry, when they step outside of the modeling world, they also face all of that. So we want to use the pageant to debunk myths, to address stereotypes, and even correct, wrong notions about people with albinism. And that's our story essentially. We're not doing this just to tick a box. We're not doing this because it's fun to do. We're not doing this because it's another nice thing to have. We're doing this because we're passionate about representing people who have been marginalized for so long. We're passionate about telling stories and putting people who deserve to be in the spotlight, putting them right there, and also correcting the notion that you have to look a certain way to be considered as beautiful. At Misty Glam Company, we are Africa's first truly inclusive commercial modeling agency, and we're serious about representation, serious about championing diversity and inclusivity. If you are watching this, I hope you are inspired to join us on this journey and to also stand up for marginalized groups who have been excluded for so long in beauty conversations.